yeah. So yeah, I have shared her videos. I've several times. I've left her comments and stuff like that. But it looks like she is just, the woman is bitter. You know what I'm saying? And you can learn from a bitter person. Period. Um. So I had to kind of separate. But halfway when I was watching, because I'm gonna tell you what pissed me the fuck off, right? And it came out of nowhere, right? Out of nowhere, she just was like, Somalis. She was like, thank the U.S. Navy. Yeah, thank the U.S. Navy for letting us know what's happening. And then she was like, Saudis and Somalis, like fucking little boys. Like, she was wild. And I'm like, yo, where is this shit coming from? She's like, I don't care. I said what I say. Well, thank them for letting us know. And I was like, Marines, Navy, what's going on? Like, something must have, something must have taken over her spirit, right? Something must gotten to her, because that was just wild where it came from. Yeah. So I was like, after that, I just stopped listening to her, but before that, before she got into that comment, right? Yeah, because I'm always just listening to people and seeing if they got information, not for me to use against them or anything like that, but sometimes people have like blind side. You might see things one angle, another person might like lighten or enlighten another angle for you. That's all it is. So before she made that stupid statement, right, about painting all Somali men as perverts and shit like that, she was talking about Anne Rice and how she had met Anne Rice. I'm like, ooh, maybe that's the spirit that got into her, right? And she was saying how the energy of Louisiana is actually gay, or it's like a so basically she's saying the energy of Louisiana indigenously was a gay energy. And I'm like, she's wild. But then, okay, so she was talking about how she met Anne Rice in San Francisco when she was younger, right? And she said she looked her up. That Anne Rice is the one that wrote the whole Queen of the Damned and the Vampire books, right? Before this other lady with the Vampire Diaries, she was the one who was originally writing. So anyways, and Anne Rice is famous for writing Queen of the Damned, right? And we all know the story. We've seen the films, we've read the books. So she was like, oh, I met her, and she looked like a woman to me. But when I Googled her, that's Anne Rice, her birth name is Howard something. She was given a male name, Howard, and her daddy was Howard as well, or something like that. But anyways, that woman has roots apparently in Louisiana. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm nosy. Yeah. And like I said, I'm here to collect all the information. Yeah. For my fucking people without getting bent out of shape. So I was like, let me go and check that out. Yeah. So I'm going through Anne Rice's bio just on Google Wiki, and I don't stop at one thing. Like, I just go, one thing leads to another until I find somewhere or something that sparks my mind that reminds me of something, right? And what is that? So Anne Rice, her birth name is Howard. Yeah. And before, her birth name is Howard, but she goes by the name of Anne Rice. And obviously she went to a Catholic school, but she has roots in Louisiana or something like that. And then I'm like, okay, so then I'm going through the places in Louisiana she has connection. And then I come out of this place in, where's that big place? Baton Rouge. Yeah, Baton Rouge. You know the whole French Connection, Louis the 14th. It was named after Louis the 14th, the Golden King. Well, he is he's basically a remake or a mirror of King Tut. And Howard Carter founded the grave of King Tut. Yeah, the Golden King. So anyways, I find out the cemetery called the Mataire Cemetery, right? And then the story is quite interesting, how that cemetery came to being, right? So there was this guy named Howard something, yeah? I'll put it in a description, yeah? His name and the cemetery name. So it's one of the oldest cemeteries. You know how people say, oh, Louisiana has the oldest cemeteries. They're talking about in the new version of the story, yeah, not the old cemetery. When they're saying old, they mean in the contemporary time. So old meaning within 200 years, yeah. So that guy Howard got his money through questionable means, right? He was the one who started the Louisiana lottery stuff, yeah. So shady man, right? And he wanted to be part. I think he was originally from New York. Yeah, y'all know another Carter in New York who is coupled with a woman claimed to be from Louisiana. Follow the story, anyways. So that guy, yeah, he had come from New York, right? This is, we're talking about before the Civil War, right? Before the American Civil War. And he's in Louisiana. He started the lottery, like I said. He was a very shady man, and a lot of people didn't like his business dealing. So he wanted to be part of this horse race track club, right? And they wouldn't let him. They're like, no, man, you're shady. We're not letting you in. So he promised to turn that horse race track into a cemetery one day. So what'd he do? He basically waited around, and after, I think, the Civil War or whatever, the place ran out of money, and he bought it, and he turned into that fucking cemetery, right? Mataire Cemetery, and he's buried there. And Anne Rice has connection to that cemetery, right? And he's buried there, and he's buried on Central Drive, just like this Howard here is buried on Central Drive.